Maria?
This is a new phone. Another one number. I can't even remember the number either. It was like all kinds of, WhatsApp 011 something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
How do you get in contact with her to check on the
She
baby?
told me she was gonna get a Facebook. And
In a quiet trailer park, in a place where neighbors wave, families barbecue, and kids ride their bikes through dirt roads, two young parents were living normally, laughing, eating, sleeping, even planning a future. But beneath their smiles, a terrible truth slept under the soil of a silent forest, waiting to be discovered. And when detectives came knocking, they didn't just open the door to a home. They opened the door to the most heartbreaking case of their lives. The sun had barely risen over the worn metal roofs of the rural trailer park when officers began their quiet walk toward a rusted front door. Nothing about this morning hinted at the horror waiting inside, but a whisper from a distant family had brought them here. Inside lived 24-year-old Manny Guillen and his girlfriend, Briana Stallings. For nearly a year, the couple had avoided everyone, friends, relatives, and especially Briana's family. They had blocked people on social media, cut ties, and pretended nothing was wrong. But something was very wrong. 2 days earlier, deputies in Eddy County received a chilling phone call. "We haven't seen Briana's baby in almost a year. Something isn't right." The relatives were panicked. They used words like missing, secretive, and afraid. The last time anyone remembered seeing the baby alive was near Manny's parents' home. So now, officers stood at the front door of Manny's father's trailer, not to investigate a murder, just hoping to find child. The father opened the door warmly. He smiled with tired kindness, unaware that his world was about to break apart. "Anyone else inside?" the officer asked. "No," he replied, but the trailer walls held memories. Manny and Briana had once lived here with the baby after birth. The father explained through a language barrier, trying his best to help. He said Briana had no family support during the pregnancy. He believed his son had tried to care for her daughter. Manny had served in the Marines. He trusted him. He even called Briana a daughter I opened my door to. But the father also mentioned something strange. They would stay a while, then suddenly disappear. Every time his wife asked about the baby, Briana and Manny claimed she was with family. The uneasy puzzle pieces began falling into place. As officers prepared to leave, headlights appeared in the driveway. Manny's brother stepped out. He admitted he hadn't seen the baby in months. He wanted to believe the child was safe with one of Briana's aunts, but even he didn't sound convinced. Detectives then turned to Briana's family. One aunt after another gave the same answer. "We don't have her baby. That lie was dead." So the detective drove to speak to Ruby, the aunt who raised Briana since childhood. She welcomed him inside, holding her own toddler on her hip, fear in her eyes. Ruby's voice shook as she told the truth. Manny was controlling, hostile, angry. The day Briana gave birth, Ruby saw him whisper harshly into Briana's ear and storm out of the hospital room. Ruby sensed danger before anyone else. Detectives left her home with a knot in their stomachs. Something terrible had happened. Still, nobody could find Briana or Manny. 2 silent days passed, until a woman named Desiree called. She once lived with Briana. Her words sent a chill through the cold office air. Manny abused his last child, beat him, lost him. Now he didn't want this baby either. The investigators no longer believed they were searching for a missing child. They believed they were searching for a dead one. The next morning, a final tip arrived. Briana and Manny were hiding in a trailer owned by Manny's father. When officers knocked, the couple stepped outside slowly, like they already knew why the police were there. Briana spoke first. She sounded irritated, angry at her family, not afraid for her daughter. She blamed her relatives for meddling, claimed the baby was safe with a friend named Maria in a nearby town. Manny repeated the same name, but his story collapsed instantly. Briana said she left the baby 2 months ago. Manny said around February. Neither knew Maria's address. Neither had proof she existed. Neither had spoken to her in weeks. Detectives had heard enough. They separated the couple. They arrested them. They brought them to the station. Behind closed doors, detectives pressed harder. They asked for messages, phone numbers, any connection to Maria. Nothing existed. Briana sat silent, face blank, body stiff. Manny sat confident, arms crossed, voice casual. But the most disturbing truth was that neither parent showed an ounce of fear for their missing child. With the walls closing around them, detectives made a final move. They confronted Briana with reality. They told her Maria wasn't real. They told her their stories made no sense. They told her they believed her baby was dead. And then the room broke. Briana's voice trembled. Her eyes filled. Her breath shook. Finally, the truth spilled out. Between sobs, she confessed she had killed her daughter. She claimed she fell asleep on top of her in the car, accidentally suffocating the infant. Terrified, she told Manny. Together, they dug through the cold New Mexico dirt. Together, they buried their daughter in the woods. Together, they swore to hide it forever. Detectives sat in stunned silence. Even seasoned officers felt their hearts shatter. But something still wasn't right. Briana insisted Manny had no role, no blame. She tried protecting him, even now. Trauma, fear, loyalty, it was unclear. Detectives gently encouraged truth. They asked her to guide them, to show them the grave, to help bring the tiny child home. And she agreed. Hours later, police vehicles rolled slowly toward a lonely wooded field, guided by the girl who once held her daughter in her arms. Under the whisper of wind and rustling trees, the detectives would uncover the tiny grave of a child whose name the world barely had time to learn, and realize both parents who buried her may walk free. Because the law is complicated, because confessions are delicate, because truth can be cruel, families would scream for justice. Detectives would cry behind closed doors, and the world would wonder, how can two people kill their own child, bury the body, and keep living as if nothing happened? Sometimes, monsters don't live in shadows. They live in trailers next door. And sometimes, the worst secrets are buried just beneath our feet.